Can you please look up this site?
See if we can figure out something.
Well, this is going to be an entertaining one because I have the world's clingiest cat. She's knocking the table right now. And my current setup is basically a tripod like leaning against the table. And if I move her away, she's going to panic. And I think she's just spotted a bug. So this could be very interesting. Steve says he's here, but he's lurking, so he won't hear me saying that. I was also trying to figure out, there is a way for me to set my iPad as a second screen, but I can't get it right at the moment. I am also a little nervous because I've had some people really coming at me in my comments. Which is fine. I don't mind if you keep it civil, keep it nice. However, some people have not been able to. So if it's you and you're not being very kind, I will hear you out if you say it in a nice way. Okay, let me just see. There is one that starts in the middle. I'm trying to remember if this is the one. Ah, this is the one we were watching the other day. Can you see the cat? Oh, Phoebe Jane. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. But this might be one we've watched already. So I just want to put that out there because I had like a very good way to show myself which had been used and which hadn't. And now I'm kind of forgetting the order.
That's the first one out.
Yes.
Baker Street Properties versus
What's
Todd
there?
Johnson.
Secretary, plaintiff.
Your name, sir? All right. What is plaintiff's claim in this case?
Your Honor, this is an action for termination of tenancy. That tenancy was terminated pursuant to a 1 month notice to quit due to disturbances on the property, as well as there's a detailed notice to quit that's attached.
Yes. All right. Mr. Johnson, what do you have?
Okay, I actually don't remember this one. So this might not be one that we have seen. I just want to skip through quick. Did we see this guy with his headphones, his hearing device? So what I was actually trying to do and what I need to figure out a good system for is it's pretty cool. Oh yeah, okay, so that was the girl that I think he said like it's going to be okay. And we watched this part. So I realized when I was watching through Judge Simpson's Landlord Tenant that obviously like if we work through them in order, then we see the beginning, the middle, and the end of certain things. But to put it into perspective, each stream is about 6 to 7 hours. So I also noticed that the video that I did the reaction to of Judge DeSanto, that's the one I'm getting all the heat on, basically uploading my edit of that is also doing well. So I started doing that for a Judge Manning one, but I haven't quite finished. Basically just like cutting any dead air time or like zooming in on funny moments. But if you're not in the mood for Judge Simpson and Landlord Tenant, I can also just call it on that and upload it as is and watch that. But it's not like there's not anything particularly outstanding about it. It's just kind of funny because it's Judge Manning and there's like a bit of banter back and forth between her and the public defender. And I think the parole person, I could be wrong. So yeah, just let me know.
What do you have to say to that?
There's no one living in my home.
Pardon?
There's no.
Wait, the whole point of that was that what I want to try and do is when I find the people that link up, like there's a family that I made a note of that's called, I think it's the Ackermans, maybe. And her story is a bit like sad, but it's also like he's really funny with her. And then you kind of like see how it all plays out. I want to put those moments together into their own thing so that we're not just like watching the raw Judge Simpson videos and trying to figure out like what the backstory is. Because sometimes it's actually like the one I'm thinking of where he has like good banter with her. It gets a little sad and like you kind of realize what's been going on in the meantime. But it is like 6 hours each. It's quite difficult. So depending on how things go, I might land up trying to, I don't know, either if you have a good idea for a system, I know I could use Frame, but it's a lot of hours of footage. Just a way for me to keep tabs when someone pops up that we've heard their name before that we want to see more of.
There's no one living in my home. A lot of those break-ins when I wasn't even in the home. There is one on 12. I believe it was 12-1 or something, 12-13. That was my fault. It was about 11:30. I was dealing with a break-in, which is committed through Ypsilanti Police, and they had came in and stole just about everything in there. And so, trying to put everything back together, I got to singing kind of loud in the house. The police came, I apologized for it. They thought I was intoxicated. I wasn't. And other than those, there's a lot of break-ins in there. I suffered one just a couple of days ago by someone named Teresa Johnson. She broke my window. So I just asked to live out that lease. The lease is over in April anyway. And if I could just live out the lease to the end of
Do you
March.
still have, well, let me ask you this. You still have property in that?
I do.
All right. And you're on a parole hold?
I'm on a parole. I went to treatment. And the day I went to treatment, they gave me a COVID test. Came back positive twice. Went to the hospital. And
Okay, but did they say what, so as a result of a parole violation, or an alleged violation, they're going to just send you to treatment?
Again, they sent me to treatment. I got a COVID test, came back positive twice, went to the hospital that night. The night I got the COVID test, got a CT scan, found out that I had nodes right here, come to find out it's a tumor right here. So I left. I just didn't feel comfortable putting that kind of medical.
So they may be sending you back
to treatment.
to treatment.
Yes, I have to serve a 10-day violation in the county jail. That's why I'm now in Orange. It's only a 10-day violation for leaving that treatment.
I believe him. I can't put my finger on why, but I believe him. He's gone through a lot. And I with him going in and out of rehab, I'm hesitant to believe him. But for some reason I do.
They let me do COVID at home
Well, sir, so when are you expected that you're going to be released?
I've been there since, what's today? I was there ever since Wednesday, so I have 8 more days to go.
And your lease expires
April,
April what, 30th?
I believe, 1st. I'm not sure, but it does end in April. And what I'm trying to do is salvage my Section 8. So if I,
Oh my God.
you know,
You
like
have Section 8?
I have Section 8.
You know, I believe ends March 31st, 2024.
Thank you. Well, here's your problem, at least as I see it. If you voluntarily relinquish possession of the premises, I don't think that jeopardizes your Section 8. If they go through and they win a termination case, that definitely violates your Section 8. You follow me?
I do.
So if you weren't living here, where would you be living, or where would you go?
Streets.
But because you're on parole, you got to get an address.
And Catholic Social Services is paying all of my application fees and my
So
security
you've
deposit.
applied other places.
I haven't applied yet because I didn't know how it was going to be funded. And then, in the course of that, my parole officer came and they brought me to the jail. I just got all that information from Catholic Social Services that they will pay my application fees and they will pay my security deposit. So now all I do is find a place
And you say you have about 8 more days, you think?
in the county jail. It's a 10-day violation.
Okay, so today's the 23rd. What I'm going to suggest, sir,
I'm just going to
court
mute
finds that
myself.
there would be no tribal issue. I issue a judgment.
I'm just going to mute myself because I have found where to connect the iPad, but I need to move some stuff on my desk in order for it to work. And I don't want it to like blast your eardrums out.
And extend the writ date over the plaintiff's objection to the 15th tomorrow. Okay. What that would do, if your 8 days is right, is you're out on the 2nd. You can get to Catholic Social Services by the 4th, that Monday,
Right.
and then start making applications with your voucher in place. And hopefully obtain housing by the 15th or something like that. I don't know how that sounds to you or not.
It gives me applicable time to.
Right,
Housing.
that's what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is just, they want you to leave. Your lease expires at the end of March. You're here in the county jail. So I'm trying to balance all of that and give you time to at least try to get some housing after you get out.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I appreciate it.
Okay. How does that sound to you?
It sounds excellent.
Okay, so you understood all the rights that were explained?
I do.
Okay, all right. So what I will do is I will find no tribal issue after hearing in this matter. I grant a judgment for possession to the plaintiff. The writ date would be March 15th, 2024. I will also indicate, because if defendant moves, judgment will be set aside in case dismissed.
Defendant moves by March 15th.
If he moves by March 15th. All right, so Ms. Johnson, so you understand what I just did with that last part, because I didn't explain it to you. I'm trying to put all the protections I can. I can't guarantee it naturally, so that you don't lose your voucher. Okay, so sometimes vouchers can be taken if there's a judgment there. Okay, termination judgment. So that this will do this. You'll be out by the 15th. Plaintiff has the right to have you removed, but if you get yourself out by March 15th, right? The judgment, they're gonna vacate the judgment, and I'll sign the order, vacate the judgment, dismiss the case, there'll be no case.
Okay.
So that if Section 8 comes looking at you trying to take it away, you at least have the argument, and I put it in the file here.
Right.
Follow me?
I do.
Okay. All right, real good. You got any other questions or anything?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Can we also add that, Mr. Johnson will turn in his keys? So that this-
There is no keys.
there are no keys.
It's a keypad for both doors.
Oh, okay. Okay, got it. Does she have a number for them?
That's also what I hear, Steve. So, okay, so here's where we're at. I've now got my
Okay,
iPad
Mr. Johnson, the other
connected.
thing that we're doing. Thank you, Amy. There's a program called Rising Hope. I don't know if you've heard of it or not.
I have it.
You got it.
I haven't gotten, I'm trying to grab mine too, but I don't see it.
Amy, how would he
Okay, so I've got my iPad connected. I did a thing. I don't know what I did, but I did a thing. Okay, so now. Well, that makes no sense. Because use a separate display. I think I did a thing, guys. I think I did a thing.
contact Rising Hope?
Your Honor, I'm not sure if people can contact directly. I just have permission to release their information to them. Could I have his permission to at least share his name with them and they can find him out?
And that's so that, can you explain to him the program is to help those in jail find housing, correct?
It's to help those in jail that have a housing choice voucher, like through RPI.
Right.
So if he does qualify that way, but it's not for people that are in project-based housing. That's the other type of Section 8. I want to clarify that first.
Right, and I think you have a voucher,
I have a
housing choice voucher. He does.
All right, so this is the money set aside for folks who are in this predicament so that they can maintain their voucher and perhaps keep their housing, but at least, and can I know what the arrearage is? Because they're able to help with up to $3,000.
Oh, this is a termination, so.
Okay. There's many other services that program provides.
Yeah.
In addition to that.
Okay. So, Mr. Johnson, does Amy, she's with OCD from the county. Does she have permission to release your name to Rising Hope?
She has more than my permission.
He's giving you more than his permission. I don't know what that means, but yeah, that's a yes.
All right. The other thing is, I just don't know how this works. What's a good way for one of their caseworkers to contact him? I'm sorry, I'm a total novice in this.
Would that be through Patrick? Patrick help with that to get to him?
Within the 8 days, they can come to the jail.
Pardon?
Within the 8 days, they can come to the jail.
Do you have an email that you normally use when you're out?
Yes.
No. You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see if we can get that from him. So it's gonna release your name. We're gonna get your email.
Mhm.
They can also, Amy, he's gonna be there for the next 8 days. It looks like to the 2nd of March. So they could also come to the jail and see him if they wanted.
There is jail outreach. I would just like to let her know where to find him, which.
Should be there until, he says 8 days, so certainly through next week.
Okay, and so that's right here at the 14A.
Yes, well, they're attached to us.
I could be wrong, but I think he said he's getting out tomorrow. Update. I'm now mirroring the display. However,
Okay, all right.
the issue is when I have the one thing open on the iPad and then I move to a different tab on that, it mirrors it. But when I have it as a second display, I don't know how to open anything. So, and now I opened a tab there, now it's opening there. Oh, I don't think I'm listening very well. I think it's one of those things of I'm listening, but I'm not hearing because I'm trying to figure out how on earth I've done this thing. I don't think I know what I'm doing at all, if we're honest. And this might not be the best time for me to figure it out either.
All right, very good.
And we're getting it.
That's all.
Okay, all right, sir.
Excuse me?
No, I was just saying, any other questions you have?
Oh, no.
Okay, so somebody will hopefully be contacting you And so there's something there.
Within
Got
the time of the jail,
Pardon?
within the time I have to spend in jail.
Yeah, well, we can't guarantee it because we're not part of that program.
Right.
But she's gonna give the information. There is a jail outreach portion of it, so they may come down and see you.
That sounds like.
If not, then we're gonna provide to Amy your email so that they have another way that they can try to contact.
Okay, sounds great.
Okay, that works?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Strong Future Homes versus Faith Williams.
First secondary appearing for plaintiff.
That matter is dismissed on plaintiff's motion without prejudice.
I can, Steve.
This is where is my friend? Yes,
Swear in.
yes. Can
Wild, but I can't get to the side thing. Let's see.
Good afternoon, Marilyn and Janet. Can you turn on your cameras? Are before the Honorable J. Cedric Simpson in the 14D1 District Court. We just need you for one matter today. So can I have you both raise your right hand to be sworn? Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will interpret accurately, completely, and impartially using your best skill and judgment and to translate from spoken English into American Sign Language and from American Sign Language into spoken English in the matter now before the court, so help you God?
Yes, I will.
All right.
Steve,
Good afternoon,
yes.
Madam Interpreters.
Good
Court
afternoon.
does call. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Good afternoon.
Court calls the case of Glencoe Hills versus Deisha Jackson.
Just to clarify, I don't.
And Your Honor, this is the interpreter. I don't see Daisha.
I don't use multi-monitor setups, so just putting that out there. I listen with both my eyes and my ears, which is why I have these things on so that I can hear better.
All right.
And I think what's happening is when you speak, then
It moves.
picks up.
Right. I need to lock on the podium.
Okay, Daisha said the interpreter is kind of far, but I think I can see her okay.
Let's do this then. I got a screen here, right? Yes. All right, so I need you to unlock the podium, lock the witness box. Okay. Ms. Jackson, can you tell him? So that the interpreters understand, I'm moving her to our witness box, so she'll have a screen directly in front of her.
This is very confusing. So
Can you ask Ms. Jackson if she can see you better now? It's just.
Okay, Your Honor, it looks as,
Gotcha. Hold on.
okay.
So she can't see. So her screen, unlock her screen, unlock our screen. Yeah. So what screens are showing? Is it that? Okay, hold on. Tell you what I'm gonna do. See if I can do this. Yes.
I'm kind of confused.
Gallery? I don't know.
Oh, which one?
On the latest one. I mean, I may be able to adjust it.
Go for it.
I hope that wasn't like the most scratchy sound ever. I'm kind of confused here
Sorry.
because
No, she's gonna get her now. Is the interpreter on the screen?
okay, so I'm kind of confused because this lady is the one doing the signing. So what is the interpreter doing? Because she is going to sign to the witness, and then the witness is going to sign back to her, and she's going to tell Judge Simpson. This lady hasn't said a word even when people are speaking. So how does that work? Another thing I did that I think might be pretty cool for like when we do like reactions and rewatching is I basically, in one of Judge Manning's hearings, she had an interpreter for quite a long time. And so I just cut so that all you hear is one answer. So the judge asks, someone answers, the judge asks, someone answers, so that you don't have to go through like ask, answer. Made it a bit easier. My laptop is a 13-inch MacBook Pro, and I love the clarity, but I need reading glasses to just use the MacBook without a monitor. I'm supposed to wear the blue light glasses. However, I think that they might be a little bit tame now. But the last time, post the time that I thought post the time I had dilated my pupils to the point of like blurriness, the ophthalmologist person said my eyes were very good. However, I have a stigmatism in the eye that currently has the ring light shining directly into it. And also they would reflect all the lights that I have going on here. So I decided not to wear them. And the other thing is, I don't know if this is just a me thing or not, but if I wear headphones and I have to have glasses, that like the two of them together squeezes my head and I want to go mad. I think the one on the left is the interpreter for the court. The one on the right is the interpreter for whatever video call service the defendant uses. The one on the left, so blue screen is for the defendant. Purple screen, which might not be purple because I always have my thing on night mode, is for the court. Okay, that seems a bit redundant, but let's see. We haven't had one of these before.
On that screen? It's not. Okay, go on. Go ahead and do it.
It's just hooked through the camera system. It's
Pardon?
through Zoom.
Got it.
I swear, people coming in at 20 minutes is YouTube science. It's not just you. I wear headphones for calls from my job and can't wear glasses with the headphones. The way that they, like, someone just needs to make headphones that have like a glasses gap, but still noise cancel. I'm desperately wanting to get loops, but we don't have Amazon and I have to get them off Amazon. And at the moment, it looks like the customs is quite a lot. I wanted to get them in Edinburgh, but I didn't plan properly. Of course, what that whole story. Anyway, tomorrow I'm getting a webcam that I can plug in. I've got a USB mic and I've got a second screen. I am winning. Back to court.
So, that's what we're doing. Pinned it.
Well, we're going walkies.
That's better. She said, I can see clearly now.
You know, eventually I would solve the problem.
But Your Honor, when you speak, then it goes back to you. Let me see if I can, I'll try pinning her here.
Okay. On
Okay,
hers, you are pinned on my iPad for her.
yes. I think we're good.
All right, fantastic. Our apologies for not working that out before.
Oh, that's quite all right. That's quite all right.
Oh, she feels like a school teacher, like an English
Okay, on this
teacher.
matter, what is the claim?
Your Honor, Carissa Gazari appearing for plaintiff. The outstanding balance is $2,947.94.
Yes, that's true.
Ms. Jackson, were you getting some assistance to help you pay that?
Well, I have SSDI, which is still pending. And along with that, there's Marvin, which is a process, and I have been going to Michigan Works, and they've been helping me try to get things set up. But I don't know at this point when I'll be receiving a check, but hopefully it'll be as soon as possible.
Receiving a check from whom?
Michigan Works, I think.
That would be Anthony. That Anthony is helping me to collect. And initially I have to go to a doctor. I have an appointment on March 4th. And once we get verification why I'm not working, which was due to surgery on both hands, then that will be submitted to Anthony. And then as a result, I should be receiving a check.
Surgery on both hands, and she needs to be able to sign. That is traumatizing. Like, I know it sounds crazy, but when I worked in radio, I literally had to make sure that I kept my voice box like in good health, because otherwise I wouldn't have a job. Like, can't imagine not being able to communicate full stop because you have to have surgery. Poor Janet just left there standing all awkward. That's why I don't really know what is she just verifying? Like,
Who does Anthony work with?
That would be Michigan Works. And that would be in Ann Arbor.
Fun fact, I actually did sign language a little bit in school, in primary school, but it was British, not American. So some of the stuff I can still remember and understand, but when it's American, it's a little bit trickier.
And when you meet with Anthony, would they be paying your full balance?
No. I don't know anything, but there's been overpayments with SSDI. So I've been getting $25 a month. So as a result, I can't pay that overpayment with SSDI.
It's quite interesting that she doesn't
So
sign when she's
SSDI
responding.
overpaid you?
Mostly just because most people that are in the habit of sign when they're speaking as well.
Actually, that's SSI with Social Security Administration. Actually, it's SSI, which has been an overpayment with that, but with SSDI, there is no overpayment.
And so are you being required to pay back the SSI?
Yes, $25 a month.
And how much do you receive each month?
That would be $5,083, which is the amount that I owe for the overpayment.
You receive that each month?
No, that's the amount that I owe, the $5,000 figure for the overpayment. But SSI, I'll be receiving something hopefully within March. But at this point, I don't know how much that will be.
Ms. Gazzari, any suggestions on what to do? I'm a little bit, I would like to almost wait till Michigan Works gives an answer, because I've had one or two cases today where once whatever application is done through Michigan Works, they're paying the full back balance.
Okay.
But I don't know if that will happen in this case or not. And I don't think that Ms. Jackson necessarily has an answer exactly what's going to happen. but I'd like to see that at least.
Understood, Your Honor. I don't have authority to adjourn, but I understand that the court will do it over my objection.
I-
Is there another program that she could apply for as well? In case that full amount isn't paid, because March rent will be added pretty shortly too.
Ms. Jackson, have you applied through Hawk?
This was before Hawk ran out of money.
Yes, I've done that. Oh, and Hawk said that I need to reapply on March 25th, and then there's March or April 8th, we'll have an appointment.
Is that because you received assistance before?
Yes. Yeah, one time, just one time, and that was last year.
Sometime around March of last year.
Right.
Okay. It would seem to me that we're just waiting for the 1 year period to expire, which is the 25th date of March for Hawk. There's also Michigan Works that's in progress. So I am going to adjourn this out, and I realize that her March rent will click in, but I'm going to adjourn it to March 15th, 2024 at 9 a.m.
Your Honor, this is the interpreter. Could you give me the date again?
Yes, March 15th, 2024 at 9 a.m.
So, Your Honor, that means I'll come back to court?
Yes, you can come back to court on that date.
And so I need to come in person, and the time again?
The time is 9 a.m. And Miss,
And will there be an interpreter as well?
we will make sure that there are interpreters present.
Okay.
Miss Jackson, is it easier for you to do it by Zoom or to come in person?
Zoom.
I prefer to come in person.
Okay, I prefer to see you.
Sounds good.
Okay, then we'll see you March 15th.
Sim, I'll explain
March
this.
15th, okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're
And I
welcome.
like your hat.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, take care. She can.
That was actually like a little more than thank you. I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like she was like, oh, okay, thank you. Sim, so we were trying to figure this out. This is a bit of a strange system, but this is what we hypothesize. Can you see my mouse? Because I've now my setup has grown to be fancier than I can actually accommodate. This is the interpreter for her. This is the, can you see the mouse? Yes, you can see the mouse. This is seemingly the court's interpreter. So what we hypothesize is that she's speaking to her, but she's just there to make sure it is correct. That's all we can think of. However, what's weird for me is there aren't two interpreters for every language. If it's a Spanish translator, there aren't two to check then. So that's what I'm a little bit unsure of. And I think this is just a side note, but I think, can't remember if it was actually made official. Let's see. I think that sign language might be one of our official languages, which brought us up to 13. October 16. Last month in Pretoria, South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa made sign language the 12th official language during an official ceremony at the Union Buildings. The move came after the National Assembly approved a request to amend Section 6 of the Constitution. So it was added to our official languages as part of the Constitution. Our Constitution is ever changing. It's something quite cool.
She can get up and leave now.
I have so many trolls now that I might as well just lean in.
Bye now.
Madam Interpreters, thank you very much for your assistance today. We do appreciate it.
It's our pleasure.
All right, take care.
You too.
Oh, that's a nice angle,
Glencoe
Alan.
Hills versus
No, turn it back to
Patricia
your
Adams.
biceps.
she on.
She is not.
She is not.
CSJ.
There is satisfaction, Judge. Got it.
There's no trolls in the live so far, unless I've moderated the comments. But every here and then, some of my court videos, I'm getting slaughtered by people. So there are people that are willing to offer their opinion in a kind way and in a way that we can have a conversation, and there are people that are not. And thankfully, I don't care. Like I've been in enough newsrooms to, like, editors speak to you worse than that. But I was hesitant when I first started the live that there was going to be some people having a go, because I got one funny one was I got called a feminist as an insult. I was like, not an insult. And the second one was, I think, going in the snowflake territory, which like doesn't bother me, but I just don't want it happening in the lives. Like, I just want good vibes.
Okay, this case is satisfied. Glencoe Hills versus, is it Shaitan Campbell? Shaitan, maybe?
I don't think we should
Yes, hi,
shaitan
Your Honor, I'm
anyone.
present.
Hello, state your name again, please.
Shaitan Campbell.
All right. And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, the balance is $1,477.93.
And how are you intending to get that paid?
I just need 1 week. I get paid on Thursday and I can pay it all at one time. I had originally had some monies on the way, so I thought, but it was delayed because I needed to turn in a 1099 form. But next week I get paid for my job and I could just pay it that way.
Steve, someone had a go about us being frustrated about ADHD meds and the process. Thankfully, though, they were actually just like, once they gave context, they were kind about it. And ironically, like, their whole point was exactly what the podcast is about. But yeah, that was a funny one.
You can pay it on the 29th?
What is that, Friday?
No, that's a Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. I get paid on Thursday.
Okay, so you need to make sure to get that paid on Thursday, because I'm going to adjourn it out 1 week. But if you don't have it paid, then March clicks in, and then I'm going to grant them a judgment for the full amount if it's not paid. So the judgment would include the back balance plus March. So you got to make sure it's paid by the 29th, okay?
Okay, will do, Your Honor.
I hate it when I
Thank
can't see
you.
the
So I'll
person
adjourn this to
talking.
March 1st, 2024 at 2 p.m.
I need to be able to
Okay,
see
great.
it.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Glencoe versus Brockmater, and Glencoe versus Newkirk. Miss Brockmater's here.
I could have
Hello.
left, but I wanted to stay just so you could just say dismissed because it feels good.
What if I don't say it?
Well, I guess,
Then you
next
just
time
got-
it'll have to be Zoom. 'Cause I thought I was supposed to be Zoom today, but when I called this morning and they were like, no, you're here. I'm like, oh man, I gotta take.
We'll get that straightened out for you.
That's all right.
It's very nice of you to come down.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right,
happy to see
and
you.
I'm glad that I can like make somebody feel good today. So case dismissed.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
Have a good one.
You do the same.
Take care, guys.
Glencoe Hill versus Newkirk Tucker versus Slipper versus Zaria Fisher. All those matters are dismissed and plaintiff's motion was upward.
Thank you, Your Honor.
New Park Ridge Apartments versus Treasurer Wallace Douglas.
Looks like a very plaintiff.
Treasure.
She's on Zoom.
That's just.
Yes,
Wallace-
Treasure Wallace Douglas here.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, how much is that one?
Your Honor, the balance is $1,025.
Okay, same as it was before. Okay, how were you intending on getting this paid, as well as Douglas?
Well, the last time I was in present, you adjourned it to see why I owed it because I'm not even sure why I owed it. So did we get that figured out?
Did you go down and get a copy of your ledger?
No, Your Honor, I did not.
Okay. Is it
Well-
rent? This is all rent.
Your Honor, let me just look at the ledger. Utilities. Oh,
Oh, also what I wanted to say is I don't mind trolls because like the one person was angry enough with me that they commented on one thing and then went and copy and pasted it on others. Do they not realize that like hate comments are still engagement to YouTube? So the more they're engaging with my channel, the more my channel's landing up in the browse feature. And one of the videos is like over 2,000 views now, and this person is just raging, which is like, it's great for me. Like, you want to come at me, and ideally, can you do it over like 4 or 5 comments? Like, don't copy and paste your whole wall of angry. Just do it in like a couple of comments, so that YouTube sees that it's like multiple. That would be nice. Thanks. There was somebody who alluded to this in one of the hearings, and I have been trying to remember. Like, what I need to do is I need to just somehow start at like Jan 2023 and go through all the landlord tenant and just cut every single one into snippets and then like get some kind of organization system. However, of course, I do have a day job. So this is all stuff I'm doing like in the evening or whatever. But there was someone who alluded to like how they're going to get the money. And it was very, very, very funny. And I don't think we've watched it on a live stream yet. The baby, the
Pardon me if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm not sure how it could possibly be utilities, and I'm supposed to pay all my own utilities, and any of my utilities are not in the negative, and they never have been.
it looks like it's pretty much all rent.
It's all rent.
Oh, it's a rent.
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor.
The baby though.
I am working with a few agencies. I will have to go down and try and get me a ledger today because I need to see the dates for these things. But I do have an upcoming meeting with Hawk,
When is your meeting with Hawk?
March 12th.
What base is this again?
How much is your monthly rent?
Currently, I'm zero.
Pardon?
Currently, I'm zero.
You're zero.
Yes, sir.
Is that what you see, Ms. Kazar?
Yeah.
Okay. Then if your appointment's on the 12th, then I'm going to adjourn this out. It's not going to get any worse at this point. To March 15th, 2024 at 9 a.m.
Brutal.
That's over plaintiff's objection, but I'm going to adjourn it out to then. And let's see if we can get assistance in to get this back balance cleared.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
This is the 23rd of February. And in all honesty, I can't remember why I saved it. But we're here together now, so.
Can you repeat?
Should I bump it up to 1.5? Let's see if that's too fast. It just feels like it's very slow if we don't know the purpose of being here.
The date one more time.
March 15th.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. 9 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
New Park Ridge versus Dominique Brown. Hello. Name?
Dominique Brown.
All right. And what's the claim in this case?
Your Honor, the balance is $831.19. I spoke to Ms. Brown and I understand that she made a payment last night of the amount of $900.
That is correct.
That's what she told me she was going to do.
That is correct.
If we could just adjourn to confirm that payment's received.
All right. So what I'm going to do, ma'am, is I'm going to adjourn it to March 1st, 2024 at 2 p.m.
If I may,
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't get the reminder because it must have been for Zoom today, so I had to leave work unfortunately.
Okay. And I'm going to apologize to you. I'm trying to get something straight because we had people show. I got it.
Okay,
And I'm sorry.
okay,
Okay. If I sent out the notices, it would have been right, but I can do it myself.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But it's good to see you.
it's good.
All right.
So 1 p.m. The first,
2 p.m.
2 p.m. on the first.
2 p.m.
Okay, thank
And
you.
you can zoom in.
Okay,
Okay. So I don't want you leaving work.
okay,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Peninsula Place versus Justin Anderson.
Trying to figure out if
Hello. How you doing?
more
What's your name?
crop than
Justin
normal.
Anderson. All right. Yes, go ahead.
The balance is $1,962.58.
Wait a minute.
All right. That's where we were the last time. I thought you were going to pay 700.
As of today, I can't make that payment.
You can pay 700?
Yes.
Okay. And how much is your monthly rent?
614.
If he mentions his mom,
So
ping ping.
March is going to click in next Friday. And so how are you going to clear this balance?
I can continue to make weekly payments. My new job, I get paid weekly now. So I'd say I can make over the course of March, at least a 500 payment every week.
All right. Well, let's start out this way. And I know plaintiff doesn't have it, but you're going to pay how much today? 700?
705.
Pardon?
705. 705.
05?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take the $5. Pay 705 today. I'm going to adjourn this out 1 week. And you need to talk to your landlord as to whether or not you can work out a payment plan of some type. Okay? Because otherwise we're going to have to do this. But if you don't make that payment, then I'm going to give them a judgment for that plus March. And you're going to have 10 days to get that done. I don't think you want to be in that position. Okay?
Okay.
March 1st, 2024 at 2 p.m. Thank you.
I don't think he's the one.
Peninsula Place versus Shatoya Cooper. Not in.
No.
Shatoya Cooper? No response. Would you like to take a default? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Go ahead.
Your Honor, the rent to retain possession is $646.63.
Do you know what's weird? I just realized I have a different account logged in on my YouTube on my iPad to see when my notifications go out. And this iPad didn't get a notification.
For a cost of $230 for a total reduction of $876.63. Plaintiff is requesting entry of a default judgment. After 10 days, the total amount remains unpaid. Was there personal service?
Put the whole stamp on. You did a second mailing and it was serviced by attachment. Yes. Evergreen Apartments versus Desiree France.
Plaintiff.
Desiree France. No response. You may proceed. It is.
And I believe that there was a payment that would satisfy the judgment that was paid on the 21st. So we will be satisfying.
Okay. So
That was a written explanation.
I have not signed it. All right. I'll just indicate well satisfied judgment.
The lady just reading her book. That would be me.
Evergreen versus Michael Callejas Reyes. He is here. I believe we have a Spanish interpreter. Yes, we do.
Hi, good afternoon.
Oh, our brains.
Good
want
afternoon,
to-
Georgia. We just have one matter for you this afternoon here before the Honorable Jason Simpson on the 14th District Court. If you can, just raise your right hand to be sworn.
Sorry, I know English.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will ensure
Representando. Okay, no,
Yes, we're running a slight bit behind, but I'll step off. We'll do that, and then I'll come right back on and we'll hear your cases. Court is staying in recess.
All rise.
Judge, not now, please. This is not easy in monitor mode. Poor Viola, she's just
about
like,
unsigned, it's about an unsigned agreement between the parties.
the next trick is to figure out, because it says I can use the iPad with an Apple Pen, which like costs the same as an iPad. So my next thing is to figure out how to use the iPad as a touch thing without the pen. But that's for another day, because tomorrow we get webcam number 1. which should mean that I don't have to use my phone over there, and I can set it up a little bit closer and better eye line. And then I'm not going to mess with this thing, like trying to fix this thing for now. Did I go back way too far? It was just there. Oh. Let's try that. No.
And to release all funds held in escrow.
Nah. I thought you could double tap for 10 seconds. Come on, Judge Simpson. We want to see you. You are the one that we've come to see. Not this lady's monitor that's bigger than my iPad. She is a granny, but her setup's cooler than mine. I know it seems like I'm a professional cheerleader, but in fact, I'm not. Did I go backwards? I feel like I went backwards.
Says Martin Young.
Okay, that's it. All we missed is the
P6535 format. And Teresa Young.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Darwin Fair on behalf of Martin and Teresa Yance, and they are here present in court today.
Yes, I do see them. They are here. All right. And go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is plaintiff's motion to lift the stay, enter an order of eviction, and release all funds that are held in escrow by the courts of the plaintiff. Just as a way of quick background, this case was filed in October of 2020. This court entered a judgment in November of 2020. However, there was an escrow order put in place at that time because there was a circuit court action that was filed John title. That circuit court action now has been fully disposed of, which I attached to the my motion was granted, plaintiff will cover disposition, awarding title to property to Mr. Barbara. Therefore, since this stay was only until the disposition of that case, now have been, I'm asking the court to lift the stay, to enter the order of eviction, and to release all funds held in escrow to plaintiff Patrick Barbara.
Mr. Fair.
Well, Your Honor, we did supplement our answer to the plaintiff's motion to lift stay and to release escrow. As the court may know, the underlying case is currently before the Michigan Court of Appeals. There's a high likelihood of success because that case is about an unsigned agreement between the parties. And there was substantial actions between the parties after this unsigned agreement occurred. And that includes emails. So we believe that there's a high likelihood that this case will be overturned in the Michigan Court of Appeals. So that's really number one. But number two, Judge, you know, with regards to the escrow, my clients have followed the court's order to the T. They have made all the escrow payments. My understanding that they have paid over $115,000 in escrow, and that doesn't even include the $60,000 they paid directly to the plaintiffs in this matter. And the obvious concern, Judge, is that if the Michigan Court of
Hold on, we need to get their name. The Michigan Court of Appeals also shows, also as a YouTube thing. Sorry, back to this lady. We're going to do this for now.
Okay. 14A District Court, County Washington, State of Michigan, the Honorable Judge Day said acceptance.
You may be seated. Court does call the case. Patrick Tatora versus Martin Young.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. May I please the court, Eric, with that P6535 format, plaintiff.
And Teresa Young.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Darwin Fair on behalf of Martin and Teresa Yance, and they are here present in court today.
Yes, I do see them. They are here.
I wonder how you spell their surname.
And go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is plaintiff's motion to lift the stay, enter an order of eviction, and release all funds that are held in escrow by the courts of the plaintiff. Just as a way of quick background, this case was filed in October of 2020. This court entered a judgment in November of 2020. However, there was an escrow order put in place at that time because there was a circuit court action that was filed John title. That circuit court action now has been fully disposed of, which I attached to my motion was granted, plaintiff will cover disposition, awarding title to property to Mr. Barbara. Therefore, since this stay was only until the disposition of that case, now have been, I'm asking the court to lift the stay, to enter the order of eviction, and to release all funds held in escrow to plaintiff Patrick Barbara.
Mr. Fair.
Well, Your Honor, we did supplement our answer to the plaintiff's motion to lift stay and to release escrow. As the court may know, the underlying case is currently before the Michigan Court of Appeals. there's a high likelihood of success because that case is about an unsigned agreement between the parties. And there was substantial actions between the parties after this unsigned agreement occurred. And that includes emails. So we believe that there's a high likelihood that this case will be overturned in the Michigan Court of Appeals. So that's really number one. But number two, Judge, with regards to the escrow, my clients have followed the court's order to the T. They have made all the escrow payments. My understanding that they have paid over $115,000 in escrow, and that doesn't even include the $60,000 they paid directly to the plaintiffs in this matter. And the obvious concern, Judge, is that if the Michigan Court of Appeals rules on behalf of my clients, then there is almost impossible, as the court can imagine, that my clients can retrieve this $115,000 from the plaintiff in this matter. I think the prudent course to take, since my clients have complied, since we're talking about a substantial amount of money, since this case is currently before the Michigan Court of Appeals, that the court exercises its discretion and continues with the stay and holds on to the escrow pending the outcome of the Michigan Court of Appeals case. My clients are here today. Obviously, they are extremely concerned about this $115,000 plus that they paid in the escrow. They do want to hold on to their home. They have prosecuted this case. They've continued to prosecute this case, and it is discretionary on the court's part as to whether to continue with the stay. But I will point out to the court that we did go before the circuit court with regards to a stay of the court's decision that was before the Washington Circuit Court. And the judge's position, which is rightly so, that the stay is automatic in the circuit court when you're going to the Michigan Court of Appeals. So from the court's position, it was like, there's no need for a stay. There is a stay. And so we would just ask the court to follow what the circuit court has done with regards to the stay and to exercise its discretion. My clients are here today to show the seriousness in it, and it is a substantial amount of money. So I think this, in our opinion, Judge, and based upon the facts of the case, that we believe there's a high likelihood that the case will be overturned, that the court exercises this jurisdiction, continue with the stay, and hold on to the escrow. And I believe my clients may want to address the court. So I would.
Can you hear that? That was an incredibly loud plane.
Refer to them at this time.
State your name, please.
Martin Yachts.
All right, you need to come to the podium if you would. Go ahead, sir.
Hi.
If you want.
As you know, we've been fighting this for a long time. First, it was with Chase Bank. My wife and I had, really, we paid cash for this house. We built it, took us a year and a half. Our kids, 4 kids, we all worked on that house for a year and a half, got it completed, and it's on 30 acres, beautiful piece of property. The only reason we ever had a mortgage on it is my son had 16 heart surgeries, and we ran out of money. I had to take a mortgage on it. And, this gentleman, Pat Torra, offered to help us. I went to a law firm called Babby Law. There was a gentleman there that was an expert.
How'd you spell the surname? Torah. My house fan drowned out your airplane noise. It was super loud. It was super, super loud. And they do generally do the later night flights like over us, but generally you don't hear as much. So I'm trying to so I've got all the notes so we can find all the other court cases. TORA. Okay, I thought so. I was second guessing myself because they say it's so quick and I'm reading the subtitles and it's not coming up the same. I need to find all the things about this.
Expertise in real estate. He used to own his own mortgage company. His name was Matt Attard. I had Pat Torra talk to him and make sure all the agreements, the paperwork was right. We agreed on the terms, and this mess happened. I mean, the guy refused to sign. Well, there's an affidavit from him. I don't know if you've ever seen this. Would you like to look at it?
Well, what is it?
It's an affidavit from Matt Attard.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know that that's necessarily relevant.
Anyhow, he explains how it happened.
Give us a case number.
Anyhow, we're going to fight it, continue to fight it. We'll end up with that piece of property back, I'm assured. I mean, we've never been late. When our mortgage was through Washington Mutual and they went out of business and went to Chase Bank, we continued making payments. And then Chase Bank called, it wasn't just us, thousands and thousands of people's loans for no reason. And even though we continue to make the payment, they actually sold our house at sheriff's sale for I think it was $45,000. But it's just, it's crazy that we're in this situation. That's our retirement. We have over $1 million wrapped up in that piece of property. That's really all I have to say, Judge.
Yeah, if I may add, that affidavit that Mr. Janssen is making reference to was the affidavit of an individual who was at the closing for this property with Mr. Totora, the plaintiff in this case. And they were all there, ready to go. All the documents were ready to be signed. And Mr. Totora didn't show up. And so that's what the litigation was about. It is an unsigned agreement. So it's not like they had this oral agreement. It was an agreement that the parties had agreed to, but Mr. Totora didn't show up. And they went forward with the closing. And then after the fact, he refused to sign it. And he did everything in furtherance.
What you need to know, though, is that Mr. Tora's wife owned the closing company, the title company. And I've known her for a long time, and she promised us she would take the paperwork home to her husband that night and he'd sign it. And now we're in this mess because he didn't.
Yeah, and lastly, Judge, what I also point out is that this is not the only time Mr. Totora has done this.
That's what I had.
Similar, almost identical
Totora
situation is before Judge Ewell in the Wayne County Circuit Court, where Mr. Totora did the same exact thing in terms of.
Wait. Okay, so he said Washtenaw County. Now he's saying Wayne County. Can we just double check that?
That's our retirement. We have over $1 million wrapped up in that piece of property. That's really all I have to say, Judge.
Yeah, if I may add, that affidavit that Mr. Janssen is making reference to was the affidavit of an individual who was at the closing for this property with Mr. Totora, the plaintiff in this case. And they were all there, ready to go. All the documents were ready to be signed. And Mr. Totora didn't show up. And so that's what the litigation was about. It is an unsigned agreement. So it's not like they had this oral agreement. It was an agreement that the parties had agreed to, but Mr. Totora didn't show up. And they went forward with the closing. And then after the fact, he refused to sign it. And he did everything in furtherance.
What you need to know, though, is that Mr. Tora's
Viola's also just here for the tea now. She's like, wait, I didn't expect to hear something so spicy.
wife owned the closing company, the title company. And I've known her for a long time, and she promised us she would take the paperwork home to her husband that night and he'd sign it. And now we're in this mess because he didn't.
Yeah, and lastly, Judge, what I also point out is that this is not the only time Mr. Totora has done this. The similar, almost identical situation is before Judge Ewell in the Wayne County Circuit Court, where Mr. Totora did the same exact thing in terms of the documentation. So he's got a history of doing this, and it's just highly unfair to allow the escrow to be given to Mr. Totora under these circumstances. And it's not like, you know, he's not, well, Judge, I don't have to tell you about escrow. You know that he will still be in a position of not being harmed as long as the court has the money. And Mr. Yance and Mrs. Yance will continue to make escrow payments.
Thank you. Ms. Yance, is there anything you wanted to say, ma'am? Is there anything you wanted to say? You're good? Okay. You're welcome. I guess my question is what harm is there to plaintiff if they're continuing to make payments to the court? And I mean, ultimately, what harm comes to the plaintiff?
The defendants do not reside in the property, Your Honor. It's been abandoned. The concern is for vandalism or any damage or anything else that could happen. You have a residential home that has no one in it and no one looking over it.
I've been going there every day for 5 years. I go there every single day.
So they don't live there anymore.
But there hasn't been. Hold on, sir, please. But there hasn't been any vandalism or anything. I mean, when you tell me that, that sounds like something speculative that may happen in the future regarding this particular piece of property. And so you should give us some money, and I don't know how that prevents what you're claiming may be a problem.
No more speculative, Your Honor, than Mr. Ferris asserting that he thinks there's a high likelihood of success on appeals.
I didn't address Mr. Fair. I'm addressing you. And I'm saying what harm comes to the plaintiff if the court is holding the money pending the final resolution, whenever that may be, of this case.
My client's paying all carrying costs.
He's what?
Paying all the carrying costs,
What costs have they incurred?
property taxes, insurance.
And how much is that?
I don't have the exact number in front of me, but it is in excess of the escrow payments.
The
How can
property
you not
taxes?
have it?
Yes, it's not 30 acres and it's a very large residential home.
There's about $115,000 in here. And you're telling me on 30 acres, and I know where the property is located. I know Washington County very well. You're gonna tell me the taxes are that?
It's been over 4 years, Your Honor.
Hold on, I live on 10 acres, and I'm gonna tell you what, if in 4 years, well, I guess we have to triple it. I had $100,000, not a chance. We're Washington, not Oakland County.
Excuse me. As I referenced, Your Honor, I've not seen the tax, but I don't know exactly what.
So you don't know?
I disclosed it before. I do not know the exact number of taxes.
I just don't, can you give me any other harm? I mean, these folks are convinced enough in their position that every month they've been paying.
I have to pause to play you guys our ex-president giving a command that has become a famous TikTok sound now.
Our membership figures stood at 769, 800 and 700. Listen properly. 769,820 and 70 members, down from 100.2 million in 2012.
So that's what the maths is sounding like now to the judge. But you would have heard that listen properly on TikTok.
Been paying. I would know. I have, it seems like thousands of escrow orders. They haven't missed a heartbeat on any of these payments. It is paid into the court on time. So I don't look at this as something where they're attempting by filing to the Court of Appeals to just delay and string out this matter. And plaintiff wants the escrow, but at some point, the escrow is going to have to be disposed of. That's clear. But I don't understand why now. Why don't we wait until the litigation is finished?
We don't know when that's going to be. And Your Honor's escrow order with the stay was clear that it only went until the circuit court came.
Well, I can issue a new escrow.
I don't see his client.
I mean, but I don't want to do that if plaintiff can show me some reason why I should hold or I should release this to plaintiff when the litigation is not finished.
Your Honor, your order from.
Okay, let's get rid of that. I'll just change it. If that's your argument. I mean, I'll just change the order. I mean, again, counsel, I am asking just because the court will, in certain respects, would require me to try to figure out and dispense with the escrow as justice would require. I'm trying to figure out what harm comes to plaintiff if I don't release it. I get their side. They're actually paying on a piece of property that they don't know in the end if it really is going to be theirs. I mean, they're litigating it, but they don't know. but they're paying faithfully every month. And so I'm trying to figure out what harm comes to plaintiff. If it takes a court of appeals a year and they're paying, what harm?
As I mentioned before, it's the carrying cost and then not having the ability to access and use the funds for other purposes.
What carrying costs if it's in court escrow?
But I don't know that it will be the
That doesn't make
plaintiff's to
sense.
use, do I?
It is a plaintiff to use.
Also, you said you needed.
What, by just your pronouncement? I mean, how do I know in the end of the litigation that it will be plaintiff's, that the escrow would be released to the plaintiff?
Because that goes to the carrying cost of what my client has paid for over the 4 years of the litigation.
But you don't know how much your client's paid. Show what your client's paid.
If the defendants are successful, where do you think the escrow goes?
My client?
If the defendants are successful?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, there may be the part of the problem as to why you think you deserve it. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not releasing any of the escrow. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna, Mr. Fair, you'll prepare an order to this effect that will indicate that the escrow will continue to be paid by the defendants in this case to this court. That the escrow will not even be considered to be released until such time as the highest court that this case is appealed to has ruled. I want it specifically in that language so that everybody doesn't have to come back here running up attorney fees, asking me to do something I'm probably not going to do.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, this has nothing to do with the case.
Your Honor, I just want to make sure the same amount, you didn't mention that on the record.
It's the 2,500. Yes, sir.
Years ago, can I ask you a question? Do you remember years ago, a girl on a Friday, I can't remember how many years ago, it was probably 15 years ago, coming in here and asking you were in your chambers, you were the only one left, about a black jet passing her?
A black jet?
Passing her, a car, but she called it a black jet. No, I just wanted to know her name. She came and specifically talked to you. And what it was an alarm went off at my building in Plymouth. And I was speeding to get it. And I got pulled over by Washington County. But I passed 3 young ladies from this court. This was 2 o'clock in the morning when the alarm went off. And thank God you were here that Friday, because my court date expired that day and I would have had a warrant out for me for the thing. And she came to you, but I always wanted to thank her, but I don't know who she is.
I can't recall it specifically. So
But you got it handled all over the phone. It was pretty cool. Thank you.
No, thank you for that.
It's not the first time he's gotten
Thanks, Your
someone
Honor. I'll
off.
prepare the order.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
It's not the first time he's gotten someone off for a traffic offense. You know what I'm referring to, allegedly. So I'm trying to find these people, and I've spelled their surname Y-A-N-C, and then I spelled Totoro like how we thought, but I'm not getting anything. And I don't know if it's because maybe I'm not on a VPN or Totoro like that. Because I'm not finding it. And to sit and look through all of the Washtenaw civil court and then the appeals court without skimming the transcripts is going to be quite a mission. I don't know. It feels like Judge Simpson's calendar, like on the website, is not accurate. The first name, oh gosh, I can't remember now. Okay, somebody remember 606.29. Thanks, Steve. That is definitely the easiest way to do it. I could have also just written it down, but I didn't think of it at the time. Helps if you push play.
14, District Court, County of Washington, State of Michigan, not back exception. The Honorable Judge J. Cedric Simpson presiding.
You may be seated. Court does call the case, Patrick Tatora versus Martin Youngs.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. May it please the court, Eric with that P65354 on behalf of plaintiff.
And Teresa Young.
Was it
Good
Martin?
afternoon, Your Honor. Darwin Fair on behalf of Martin, Teresa Yance, and they are here present in court today.
Yes, I do see them. They are here.
Sim, unfortunately, I have to have a VPN on for this. And if I put a VPN on now, it's going to cut the stream.
No, I just want to know her name. She came.
For the order.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
You do the same. These people are sitting here with a bunch of boring stuff. No. Rose Community versus Viola Hines.
Here, Your Honor.
Hello, Ms. Hines. Hello.
Hi.
Okay. Where are we on this case?
I applied with Housing Bureau for Seniors. I have an application. And I didn't make it for February's rent, but I will be in there next Friday. My daughter will be back from out of town. We had another family crisis. And I gave my money to her to hold and she had to leave. And also, the SCR was denied. I sent that in.
Okay, so your SER was denied.
Yes. And I reached out to Housing Bureau for Seniors. And I have appointment with Hawk on the 5th.
How much is owing at this point?
$1,636 in book costs.
1,000, say again, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, $1,636 including court costs.
All right.
And Miss Amy, I think she has some information. We sent her some stuff this morning.
Got it. Amy, save us.
Good afternoon. First Indeed is interested in being able to help with this. They just need another week to get everything lined up.
Friends Indeed?
Yeah, the good folks at Friends Indeed are actively looking at our case. They have the information that they need.
Okay, so they need another week.
Guys, I had the names on the first page, literally written down as it went. Patrick Tatora versus Martin and Teresa Yance, Young, all of those variations. Their attorney is Darwin Fair. The Court of Appeals was around February 23rd. It's in the Michigan Court of Appeals there. Also went to the Circuit Court. Chase Bank was involved. There was a Matt at Babby law firm with a question mark. His house was sold at a share of sale, $345,000. And Tora's wife owns the closing company of the property. Judge Yule at Wayne County Circuit Court was currently hearing it, which was around February 23rd as well.
Yeah.
Okay, and she has a Hawk appointment on the 5th.
Okay.
Right.
I'm confident that Friends Indeed will want to be able to resolve this, and they'll do it soon.
Jesus.
Okay, so I can do this. I can adjourn it to the 1st or the 8th. Which would,
I'm already going to be here on the 1st.
okay. I'll do it to the 1st. Okay, Ms. Hines?
Yes, that'd be perfect.
March 1st, 2024 at 9 a.m. All right.
All right.
When I said, was that okay with Ms. Hines? She says, yes, that would be perfect. She's always so nice to me. All right.
Yeah, have a good weekend.
All right, Ms. Hines, you have a great weekend.
You too.
All that's coming up on YouTube at the moment is Judge Simpson's situation, alleged situation.
Rose Community versus Carolyn Lee. Oh, there she is. Your name, ma'am?
Carolyn Lee.
All right. And let's see. Did you meet with Hawk?
Yes, I did.
And what happened? You know?
I did the application over the phone with her, and she said they can only give $3,000. And I told her I would have 700.
2,000?
I think you said three.
Three?
Three.
Okay. Maybe you were at a different.
And I told her, and she asked me, well, am I going to have? I told her I'll have $700. Maybe a little bit more, but 700 would be good.
How much is owing at this point?
Rent Tuesday is 4,000 plus the 164 for a total of 4,100.
That's not right.
4,164.
Would you like to see the ledger?
I think he's hitting it.
Yeah. We're good. I just want to make sure.
And Your Honor, I believe we ordered escrow in this account as well, and I'm not.
Yes.
It's been paid. I didn't get a chance to check.
She paid for February, she paid the 500.
Okay, so then that would obviously come off that.
Right.
Okay.
And if she's at 3, okay, and then how, if they were to give the 3, and then I've got 500 in escrow, just ballparking, and I'm just gonna round it up to 4,200. And so.
Sorry, I'm on the
If you were to
share
get the 3, and I don't know where that process is, but I got 12, where's the other 700? How's that gonna be paid?
It's coming from my check on the 29th, maybe the 3rd.
Oh.
It goes to the bank, so I just go to the bank, get a money order.
Do you remember the other day I said we need to look into Sycamore Meadows? That was there was something dodgy going on there, and they had a whole like admin problem that this judge alluded to. So I'm looking for this trial, and I landed up on the sheriff's stream, on the sheriff's YouTube channel, and there's WCSO. Where is it now? Responds to Sycamore Meadows. That's like one of the things that they posted. So I know the other day I saw there was like a shooting involving, I'm seeing non-existent cats, kind of concerning, involving a person that is, I don't know how to say it without saying it, a minor. Miss Hyde's going to stay around for the day because she liked the tea. She was also like listening to that. And did you notice like while that whole thing was going on with the Janses and the Tutoras, she was like nodding along like, yeah, they should. Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Give it to her.
Okay, so you can put another 700 into escrow if I told you to do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
By next week?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Bring it up here, cash.
Yes.
Oh, I love
but
it.
Hold on one moment. Amy, how fast are we getting decisions?
I'm sorry.
I know. That is a horrible question to ask.
I don't want to misrepresent. So I can't say this since she's a new case. She's kind of in line for all of that, but she's actually open with Alicia. They've already done everything. I think Alicia's just waiting on landlord documents if those haven't already been sent in. So I think that's the best.
I have a very hard time spelling this county.
Okay, they've not received the request, or at least council's not aware.
Yeah.
All right. I'll pass it on.
Okay, so let's do this so we can at least, what's your monthly rent?
539.
539. Okay. So if you put the 700 in, okay, I'm anticipating that as sort of our shortfall. What about the March rent?
Hold on.
I might can come up with, well, okay, I'll just have the March rent and then just play whatever I have left over. Bring it up.
Pardon?
Pay the March, I will pay the March rent and then have whatever I have left, bring up here. I have to subtract it from my other bills too.
Well, hold on. That's not, I get what you're trying to say,
you want me to
but
pay-
I don't want you to, I mean, you still have to make it through the month, of March, right?
Right, yeah,
So you get a check each month, is that what the,
once a month,
once a month? Okay.
Social Security.
Social Security, okay. And how much is that? About
1965.
1965? Okay. Let's do this. I want you to put into escrow your 539, which I've already ordered. So that's your, I want you to put your March rent into escrow. Okay. Then if we look at this shortfall of about 700, can you put in 350 this month? Or this
Bring
upcoming
that up
month?
too,
Pardon?
bring 350 up too.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to do is not try to make it burdensome in 1 month for you.
gonna be-
Okay, so what I would need you to deposit, let me just tell you, is $889 total. You think you can do that for me? Okay, so we're gonna do that for March. And then if this thing keeps going along, we might need to do that for April. But then we'll be at a point where it is be the 539 I'll need in escrow. If we go beyond, let's hope not. But if we go beyond that, with the hopes that what will happen is that if you can get the money from Hawk, then we'll be in a position that everything can get paid.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah.
I saw you take a big breath when I said
Sorry,
that.
this.
I know you're just trying to make it through it, okay? So here's, we'll do that. Well, what date is your check come? Third?
29th and the 3rd.
Okay, so it's broken apart, 29th and the 3rd. So on the 29th, you, if I adjourn this out to the 1st, you may not have it with you, right?
Right.
Okay,
You might-
and there's no reason, okay, I got you.
Sure.
No reason to do that. Council, you're gonna have to come back and see me on the 8th anyway.
She tired of it too.
I didn't know it wasn't gonna come out of her mouth when she went. March 8th, 2024 at 11 a.m. Okay, so I need 889, I think I said, into escrow. Okay,
He said 539. Didn't he?
thank you, ma'am.
Oh, thank you.
Take care. Have a good weekend.
Same, sir.
Your Honor, I do have the matter of Ms. Edwards, which I needed to bring to your attention.
Yes, go ahead. Is she here?
So you're right. Ms. Hines is going to stay there all day. Second thing, I just dropped this records request link. I can't do a records request yet because oh, he added the shortfall. That makes sense. I can't do a records request on my own YouTube yet, I don't think, because I think I have to set up I have to put my website back up and all of that. But I didn't want to lose the link. I obviously can't do it on my work where I would normally do it, because that would just be like a really weird thing to do. Like put in a records request for a random housing thing that has nothing to do with 911. But I think that's going to be the easiest way for me to get all of the information, because then I can say I would like all records relating to this case. And in theory, that should be like their whole like parcel, I guess, of information, because I'm not finding anything at all on the website other than like the links to the sheriff's page. And that's, oh my gosh, sorry. It's basically dinner time. So I think I just ran out of petrol or gas. I ran out of gas halfway. But now this is going to be like the screensaver of my mind. I need to figure out what the situation is, because this sounds like it might be some kind of strange scam. Okay, President, please don't speak while I'm busy looking for something. Oh, you guys wouldn't have heard, but basically the president interrupted me with this.
That our membership figures stood at 700, listen properly, 769,820 and 70 members, down from 100.2 million in 2012.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what I love though? Like, you can hear people laughing out loud as he says it. Like, they're just like, you don't know what you're doing. You're president. And those would be his like party people. It's very hard to describe South African politics in US terms because it's not the same. FOIA might cost you a bit, even in Michigan, 4 cents per page for black and white, 9 for color, research fee 30 per hour. That's how they always do it. And this is where we land up being like, you know what, I don't think it matters. Some will do it for free. And they'll be like, absolutely, no problem. Here's everything you need. And some, not so much. Okay, so I'm also figuring out Judge Yule. If you were to spell Judge Yule, I'm spelling it Y-U-L and I'm not getting anything. Or let's rather go Wayne County Judges. It wouldn't be the municipal court. It would be, there's 61 judges in the circuit court. Did he say circuit court? County circuit court. Is he a Michigan judge? Yes, he is. Well, he's in Wayne County Circuit Court. U-E-L-L. Those two are interesting. I spelled it Y-U-L. Okay, let's see. We've got Patrick, Leslie Smith, David Allen, Annette Berry, Aldo, Edward, John Jr., John, Jacob, Jingleheimer, Schmidt. My name is your name too. I don't remember how that goes. Chief judges? He wouldn't be a chief judge, surely. Hey, bud. What's up? Oh, it's Phoebe. Hi, Phoebe. What's the matter? Did you just realize I exist? Yeah. Please don't shake the table again. That really wasn't fun last time. I have a feeling that maybe the lawyer got the name wrong. Has anyone tried to look up the lawyer? Also, I probably need to go in like 10 minutes. The lawyer was... Thanks, Phoebe. All YouTubers have cats. All the best people have cats. I have 3. Okay, so they also had a case against Chase Bank, which might... Not seeing anything. Yeah, I also don't see anything, Sim, in Wayne County. It's weird. I don't have a judge. Okay, let's see. His name was Darwin Fair. Don't rub your head or you're going to hurt yourself. Darwin. No, it was YN. Darwin Fair. Okay. Now, if we go to news, Phoebe Jane. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm evicting you from your home. Wait, this might be something. 36 DC. This is in Detroit. This wouldn't be it, right? Phoebe. I'm actually just going to do this so you can enjoy the way she's walking all over me. Snapshot from Michigan Court's website. Okay. Wait, maybe we are. By the attorney. Wait. Is there anything between Morgan Chase and Chase Bank? Wait, this is the thing he referenced. Then appealed. Here, it's this. It's this. I want to quickly put it in. It's okay, so do I. I think this cat just complains that I don't understand that I am her whole world and she's supposed to be mine and she isn't a lot of respect, but it also costs money to have pets. Okay, I'm going to add this link into the description so that when the stream ends, we still have the link in case you want to join the rabbit hole. We are down to find this case. Here is a link to the other case the attorney referenced. Okay, so we know it's got something to do with Chase Bank. Okay, this is interesting though. The attorney for Madison Capital, Erin Wine, illegally told her to move. I'm not sharing my screen. I'm talking as if you can see my screen, but you can't. Which was the one that I liked again for this kind of thing? No? Oh, wow. Okay. Honorable Edward Ewell. Okay. We've got 6 minutes to end this rabbit hole. How did you spell that again? Ewell. Judge Ewell. I don't see a live stream for him. Let me just add his name here so that I know. Okay, zoom in on this a bit. So this is kind of where I've reached now. And some of these links on the side might be helpful. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm evicting you from your home. Favors 8.7 billion Madison Capital funding. In an arrogant display either of lack of legal expertise or malfeasance, I can't read that word right now, Judge Penny Melinda today declared she has jurisdiction over the eviction case. Longtime activist. Why did you wait so long to get an attorney? This case has been in litigation for 8 months. Until the Court of Appeals decides something, I have jurisdiction. The Circuit Court has already said my ruling is proper. Okay, so they have this in the Circuit Court. So if we can find the Chase, that will help. Thanksgiving's around the corner. Invalidating. Showing the mortgage on a home was paid off. Invalidating a fraudulent sheriff's deed. Has since taken over. This is it. She recorded conversations. Well, denied motions. Unexpectedly reversed her original April 14 ruling, which acknowledged Mingo's proofs of ownership and ignored the paid request for a jury trial. She ordered her eviction for May 5th, then appealed in Wayne County Circuit Court, but Judge Patricia Fraser denied her appeal. Attorney for Madison Capital, Eric Wine. I actually didn't get the other guy's surname, the plaintiff's attorney. Dan Gilbert. Okay. Now you're seeing kind of like the real life of how I land up finding the most rabbit hole information. Okay, what does it say? PM, staff, courtroom clerk, That is the site I found his name. Okay, I'll probably have to like copy and paste that when I'm on like the actual YouTube because I can't copy anything in StreamYard. So frustrating. Related stories. We have 60 seconds basically. Not for any particular reason, just because it's 9 o'clock on a school night. Okay, so I think this is the route I'm going to go. I'm going to dig into the lawyer. his name comes up because he's really good at press releases, it looks like. And I'm going to go with Chase Bank suits in Michigan. And I'll see if I come up with anything. And then, yeah, we'll figure it out by the next stream. And then also what I'll do is I will now keep in mind. Did he say when he's adjourning it out to? Man, my listening skills. 606:29, 606:29, 606:29. That's when they ended it. Can't be 606:20 because doesn't seem to carry on after that. There we go. Share this tab instead. That's why.
State your name, please.
Martin Yachts.
Name.
Serena Brewer.
All right. And where are we on this case, folks?
I want.
These people are sitting here with a bunch of boring stuff. Now litigation is finished.
We don't know when that's going to be. And Your Honor's escrow order with this stay was clear that it only went until the circuit court came.
Well, I can issue a new escrow. I mean, but I don't want to do that if plaintiff can show me some reason why I should hold
Come on,
or I
talk
should
faster.
release this to plaintiff when the litigation is not finished.
Your Honor, your order from.
Okay, let's get rid of that, because I'll just change it. If that's your argument. I mean, I'll just change the order. I mean, again, counsel, I am asking just because the court will, in certain respects, would require me to try to figure out and dispense with the escrow as justice would require. I'm trying to figure out what harm comes to plaintiff if I don't release it. I get their side. They're actually paying on a piece of property that they don't know in the end if it really is going to be theirs. I mean, they're litigating it, but they don't know. But they're paying faithfully every month. And so I'm trying to figure out what harm comes to plaintiff if it takes the Court of Appeals a year and they're paying. What harm?
As I mentioned before, it's the carrying cost and then not having the ability to access and use the funds for other purposes.
And I don't know that it will be the plaintiff's to use, do I? That everybody doesn't have to come back here running up attorney fees, asking me to do something I'm probably not going to do.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is to figure out what harm comes to.
Oh my gosh, I just went back to the exact same
If I
place I
don't
went
release
forward.
I get their side. They're actually paying on a piece of property that they don't know in the end if it really is going to be theirs. I mean, they're litigating it, but they don't know. But they're paying faithfully every month. And so I'm trying to figure out what harm comes to plaintiff if it takes the Court of Appeals a year and they're paying. What harm?
As I mentioned before, it's the carrying cost and then not having the ability to access and use the funds for other purposes.
But I don't know that it will be the plaintiff's to use, do I?
It is the plaintiff's to use.
You're right,
By just your
love.
pronouncement? I mean, how do I know in the end of the litigation that it will be plaintiff's, that the escrow would be released to the plaintiff?
Because that goes to the carrying cost of what my client has paid for over the 4 years of the litigation.
If the defendants are successful, where do you think the escrow goes?
My client.
If the defendants are successful?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, there might be the part of the problem as to why you think you deserve it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm not releasing any of the escrow. What I'm going to do is Mr. Fair, you'll prepare an order to this effect that will indicate that the escrow will continue to be paid by the defendants in this case to this court. That the escrow will not even be considered to be released until such time as the highest court that this case is appealed to has, I want it specifically in that language. So that
Okay.
everybody doesn't have to come back here running up attorney fees, asking me to do something I'm probably not gonna do.
So there's no date. Okay.
This has nothing to do with the case.
Okay. Well, that was a waste of time. There's no date. There's no end date. Okay. I've put my, in case you're on rewatch, I've put my Instagram profile thing in the description. YouTube often removes links from comments. Obviously, if you send me spammy things, I'm not going to click it. And your message will go to message requests. So please just be patient. But should you find yourself down the same rabbit hole and you find information that is useful, I would much appreciate it, because this is going to bother me brain until the foreseeable. So yeah, I don't know when the next live will be, but if I find anything by then, we will for sure be rewatching and all of that. Otherwise, have a good evening, good afternoon, good day, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. It's 9:06 here, so I'm late. Bye. Come on, balloons. Do the balloons and then I'll sing. This is awkward. I can't click end.